Hey, everybody doing? It's Dockliff here, and welcome to my Chelsea FC Manager Career Mode. Basically, all I'm going to be doing is simulation, simulating games, simulating everything, and just making signings and making the appropriate deals that I think needs to be made for Chelsea FC. Basically, I wanted to take over Chelsea mainly because of their recent struggles. Wanted to create sort of a powerhouse team, and once I achieve what I want to do at Chelsea, then I'll either go somewhere else or just restart with a new team, if that makes sense. But I want to start out with Chelsea. Let's go in advance to the preseason tournament invites. I think I'm just going to take, let's just go and do the United States, 12 million. Whatever's going to earn us the most money. Okay, so the board basically expecting us to win the domestic cup, transfer market information, yada yada yada. We have scouting report, Danny Davies, scout introducing himself. Courtois injury update, probably won't be 100% fit. Okay, league objective, win the league. No surprise there. Okay, so here are some of the players I'm wanting to sell. Alexander Pato, I have him on the transfer list. I don't know exactly if we'll need him with Falcao being loaned in from Monaco. I mean, I plan on using Falcao over Pato, and then even so, we still have Bertrand Traore, so I don't think he's really needed. And then Diego Costa, I think we can just get a better striker to fill him in as first team striker, so just sell them, get more money, and then a lot of players for loan that are some of the younger talent on the team that's not going to get any playing time, so you might as well loan them out. Okay, so here's the first team sheet that I've made. I've went with a 4-3-3 and with a striker and holding, basically 4-3-3 holding, and pretty strong first team. I do have Willian, but that is kind of interchangeable. Oscar and Willian kind of can fit into that role, and also I'm looking to sign players too, so really the only thing I've seen with this Chelsea team that needs to be improved is just a few positions, and mainly the depth. That's something, if you look at the second team, I have it in a, well, what I would call a 4-1-2-1-2 wide, but they call it a 4-4-2 in the game for some reason. But it's a pretty solid team. You can interchange people, of course. But, backup right back is something we can improve on. Selling players to improve just in different areas. Like, Miazga's fine. Like, I know he's going to grow. I know what he's capable of. But I would like to have someone that's like 77 or better rated to be my backup center back. So we're going to take a look at some players that I have on my short list, and we might be able to sign them. Okay, so right here is the short list of just a few players, actually quite a few players, if I do say so myself, of just different positions that we could actually improve on. Some are huge names, like Messi. I'm not against going after Lionel Messi. If I can afford him and I can get him and I can sign him for Chelsea, you best believe I'm going to try to do it. But realistically, I'm aiming at one of these three strikers to be the primary striker. You can invest in the future with Paco Alcacer, go with Higuain, who's going to improve a little bit, and Lewandowski. We all know what he's capable of. And then, of course, different midfielders and defenders. We'll see what happens with scouting in the future and what kind of deals we can make up along the way. But I'm going to, right now, just add to training. And I think Bertrand Traore is going to get some training. I need to see what his shooting is. Yeah, we'll go chance creation with Traore. Well, midfielders, Loftus-Cheek maybe, but we'll come back to him. Zuma, no doubt, is someone, he has potential at the wazoo. 1-on-2 defending, and I know I'm going to include him in probably something to do with dribbling, I would imagine, or passing, kind of depends. Yeah, he needs more agility, I believe, stamina. Yeah, might as well. With that, is on top of that, fullbacks, I'm going to go with Baba. I know I'm targeting the defense quite a bit here, but I do believe that they need it. And these are some young talents that can definitely grow. And Courtois is going to grow on his own. He can't really be trained right now anyways. And I believe, man, like there's some good young players here. Definitely some good young talent. If they're just not in my immediate future, I don't really see the point in training them if I'm just going to sign someone to take their role anyways. So I'm just going to get Traore with dribbling or something, which he already has pretty good dribbling. But there we go. Let's go and simulate everything. Okay, pretty good results. No one's actually going to improve immediately, but good grades all around. Let's go right ahead and go see if we can. Maybe Laporte I know is one I do want, so I'm just going to approach to buy with the money that we have. I'm kind of cheap, and you'll learn that as we go along. I'm just going to ask straight up for the value. It probably won't be accepted, but you never know. The worst they can say is no, and we can submit a new offer. Pastore is someone that I think would be an excellent addition to this team. He has a little bit of defensive properties, but not really what I'm looking for. And, as a defender, that's why we have Matic. But as someone to pair with Cesc Fabregas on the other side, it could be, a huge signing. And Thiago, same thing. Absolutely the same thing as Pastore. Thiago even has more defensive properties, I believe. But Isco, maybe another attacker to pair with Oscar. We're actually going to go under the value right here. But just think of what we can do with 136 million that we have. I'm going to lay off of Messi for now and go with some other signings. Messi maybe be a signing down the road. I know it's kind of unrealistic, but he was linked to Chelsea for a little bit, like no lie. So I guess if I did sign him, it would be somewhat realistic, right? I mean, a little bit. I don't know. This is FIFA, so we're just going to try to build the best team we possibly can here at Chelsea and basically assert our dominance from the future to come. Basically, just do not take our foot off the gas whatsoever. And we have a preseason match with Real Madrid coming up shortly. We have an update from Italy. I'm going to do this by myself, so you don't have to worry about that. Javier Pastore, they've decided to up the ante on him. Let's go to 36.5. Some players on international duty and Champions Cup, Champions League, win the cup. So basically, I'm expected to win all competitions. That's just the way it is here. And of course, they're not going to accept anything. And of course, I'm going to lowball him again. I mean, meet me somewhere. That's all I got to say. 57 million for Thiago. That's not too bad, but we're going to try to get him on the cheap. Going to try to make good business decisions here. Now, Laporte is someone I want, so I will up the ante on him. Okay. So it just occurred to me that we could get a lot of our positional needs out of the way really quick. And we have a transfer offer for Alexander Pato. And something you need to know about me is I'm going to be extremely stingy. If I'm not getting above a player's value, okay, obviously that's not going to work for Lewandowski. So let's just go 75 flat. We could involve some trades like Costa. I might consider that at some point, especially for Higuain. It seems like it might get accepted. Honestly, yeah. I think I'm going to do that. Well, I've screwed that up. Let's see if they'll just take Diego Costa straight up for Higuain, because that's something I would definitely do. It's probably going to be unacceptable just because, and since this is Real Madrid, I'm going to kind of go with my first team here and just auto-place unavailable players just for this match. And I'm going to kind of commentate the game as it goes by. I'm not going to actually hit skip. Oh my gosh. Hazard misses a pin. Mariano. Bale gets sent off? What is going on? Okay, we should be able to take advantage of Real Madrid having 10 men here. And so far we haven't been able to. I'm not even really sure who Mariano is. Haven't really heard of him, but we're going to drop as Real Madrid gets the 1-0 win. I don't know what happened with that missed pin, if it was saved. I wish they would kind of tell you if it was saved. I actually wish that they would have a more in-depth thing you can go into, like actually make subs and kind of dictate the action a little bit, if you know what I mean. More of like a simcast style of play, or just something to improve on for FIFA 17, if it's not already thought of. And I do believe we're going to go to the second squad. A lot of people on international duty. One time I was managing a team and everyone was on international duty. I had to forfeit the preseason matches. Casey Palmer off to Sheffield Wednesday on a loan. Everything seems to be unacceptable. Isco's price tag continues to be expensive. Thiago, I'll try 38 for you, but that's about it. Like, I'm going to be kind of stingy here, even though we have all the money in the world, it seems like. They won a lot for Laporte, but I don't necessarily blame them. He's definitely a center back for the future. And I'm going to be looking into those reports as well. I need to do that on my spare time, but I haven't really had the time to do it. Alrighty, I think I'm going to do that now before we head into the next game against Borussia Dortmund and see if I can find any talent. Okay, so we have a transfer offer for Cesar Azpilicueta for Wolfsburg. I just don't plan on selling him, but then again, I don't believe in necessarily making it to where he's untouchable or untransferable, if that's a word. If the right price comes along, I will get rid of him. I mean, that's just the way it is. With just about anyone on this team, really, except for maybe Eden. But they say they were interested. They said they are interested, but increased. Okay, they definitely. Let's just do 8 million just to kind of cut the difference there. I mean, it's Diego Costa and Higuain. Surely their skills aren't that far apart. And Hector wants a chance to play in this one, and I normally believe in doing that. So let's go right ahead and give. I believe Hector's a center back. Let's go ahead and give him the nod for this game. See how he does against Dortmund. Fully expecting to win this with our second team, though. I'm not sure how strong of a side they're going with. Actually, I believe that's nearly their first team, except for Bondman. And okay, from now on, I'm just gonna skip these friendlies. Remy scores. It's a draw. It's not looking too good for us, to be honest, in the preseason. But we do have the LA Galaxy, and I'm not even sure who the other team in our table is. Oh, yeah. Okay, Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, LA Galaxy. So we play the Galaxy next. That should be. You figured it would be pretty easy, but who actually knows? And we have a few scouting reports done here. Mohamed Salah, I'm going to move in for him. For someone on that right wing, for the right price, I might actually ponder. And I don't think there's really anyone that we can really include, so let's just go with 18. Okay, so we have Mbemba as someone I talked about as being like a backup center back that's around that 77 mark. Literally is that 77 mark. I believe we can get him for cheap. Okay, he won't move again. Maybe that's something for down the road that we could possibly look at. Transfer offer, okay, for one of our players that needs to be loaned out. Alexander Pato. Stoke comes in for 19. Let's go 24 for Stoke. Ruben Loftus-Cheek to Reading for 2 years. I think that's fine by me. Not going to get any playing time here. Hopefully he can help Reading get into the Premier League. Isco, they are not budging on Isco whatsoever. To me, I don't really want Isco that much anyways, but Thiago is someone that I could go in for. 42 is just about my limit for Thiago. I think that's what they want, realistically. And, okay, apparently Pastore has accepted an offer, or they've accepted an offer from another team. I don't know what that offer is. I wish, surely they've told me. Okay, so Laporte has accepted. Barcelona, 42 million for Pastore. I think I want to see if this works. I'll be willing to do that. I legitimately want to see if this works. Like, literally, if I put 42 million and 10, actually, that's gonna screw up the transfer budget. Let's not do that. Let's just go 5. That's what I'd do anyways. I like having round numbers to go by. Okay, so they have accepted. Let's go to a contract offer. Let's max it out. Give you a 5% clean sheet bonus, and we'll give you important first team because I do believe in squad rotation. I don't like to give anyone crucial, although I might have to do it with him. Fabinho, someone we can look at right back, possibly as a backup for right now. Relatively cheap too, it seems like. Definitely someone worth moving in for. I'll even go 12. And we'll still go second team because this is the LA Galaxy and it's just a preseason tournament. Matic, someone that's definitely not gonna happen. He is just about as off limits as they get. He is my center defensive mid for the future. But then again, you offer me 80 million, I'm not gonna say no. But 30 million, just not going to cut it. They're not going to go in for it. Guy, I'm going to hold off on. Andre Gomez, we'll take a look at Andre Gomez to buy. Relatively cheap too. It's just offer 20 mil. I know going through a lot of transfer negotiations and stuff, not a whole lot of games, but this is exactly what this is. Just simulation. Paco, 20 million. Let's go right ahead and include, if we can, Pato. I think that would be a very interesting deal, and we'll even throw in 5 mil on top of Pato. Very, very interesting if that gets accepted. Hugo, I think it's Malo. Hugo Malo is someone actually he's a right back, so someone else I'm interested in. I thought he was a left back, but apparently he's a right back, so that's another right back we could look into. And Danilo, he is someone I would love to look at, but someone we can't sign right now anyways. And Stoke is just wanting to go with 19 million, and Bayern has accepted the 82 million for Lewandowski. And I don't know what to think about that, because I'm not sure if I necessarily want him right now, if that makes sense. But then again, it is Robert Lewandowski. Goodness gracious, they really... that's not going to work out. Let's just go, instead of selling Costa right now, let's just go square 50 mil for Gonzalo Higuain, because Higuain is the one I really want. I'd actually prefer him over Lewandowski, just a hair, just because of saving the money, and I don't believe there's going to be that big of a difference. I think for Higuain's output versus Lewa's output, I just think Higuain will financially perform better, if that makes sense, even if Robert was to score more goals and generally play better. The price is what matters. If I can save and get something else somewhere else, then we can really abuse that fact. But there you go. We beat the LA Galaxy 4-1. And I think Diego Costa just played. And I don't know. Yeah, he started because Falcao. Okay, that makes sense. Just making sure. You never know what in the world's going on. Mohamed Salah. Got 22 for him. Thiago. They are still wanting 57 for him. I just don't think it's going to happen with Thiago right now. We might come back. Right there's Javier Pastore. Exactly what I wanted to see. Give him the 5%. An important first team. I don't know what important is. A counter offer received for Laporte. He wants 180 minus the 5% clean sheet bonus, but he wants the 5-year. I think I can do that. He's definitely worth it in my eyes. But he didn't say anything about important. We'll give him the 5% and important. He didn't say anything about the role necessarily. So, okay, and still Pato. I'm gonna hang on to that just to see what happens. And Traore. A lot of stuff going on right now. I just can't wait till we start simulating games, but we need the proper team to do it. And I believe I'm just going to continue with their training and not really change anything up. I might go with the first team here against Juve, since this is a kind of a larger game, and it could determine some funds. So we'll see. Okay, so Hugo Malo has been accepted. This is someone I definitely want, and I want to see. He demands 110. Let's see if we can do 85, 5%. And we might have to pay him because I want him to be a squad rotation. Something you're going to learn about me is I like to give players squad rotation and really have a good backup unit. That's something I believe strongly in. So I want to see if he can accept 100,000, 10%, 5 years squad rotation. And I mean, we have plenty of time before the first game, so we can go back and forth on contracts all we want. Fabinho, I'm not going to go any farther, and Lewandowski has accepted that contract, and they've accepted 50 million for Higuain, so goody. Okay, 300,000 a week is kind of expensive, Higuain. I can do 250, 5% goal bonus. You know the drill, 5 years. What do you say to that? Still, I'm actually gonna hit stall on this offer because I'm afraid it's gonna go away. Because it's something I'm looking to accept. If Paco doesn't get accepted, they're kind of late to the reply there, and Remy wants to play for the upcoming match. So should we just Costa? Sorry. Another thing, I really believe in keeping players happy. Courtois is still out, by the way, so that's something we have to keep an eye on. Pretty big game against Juve here, and we end up losing it. Asamoah and Zaza are the goal scorers for them, and Hazard scores for us. I'm not planning on selling Eden, by the way. Someone that's kind of untouchable in my eyes. But again, the right offer comes around. It's going to be hard to say no. Pato, we have a transfer offer. Udinese, what do you say to 24.5? Offers coming in for him left and right. But on the cheap, I'm going to stall on Stoke, because I don't believe they're going to go any farther. Okay, so I don't think... Okay, they're not interested in the player at all. So, Paco, let's just see if we can get him for 23 million. They've indicated they want 36, but it's awful steep. Andre Gomez, that's too steep for me. I think I'm just going to back off for now. Salah has the offer's been accepted anyways. We'll go 120, 10% Boal Gonus. Boal Gonus. Really? Goal bonus. Goodness gracious. I just want to see if he accepts squad rotation. I've got to slow down because that's okay. Pastore is someone I want. I'm going to go right ahead and bring him into the squad as the first official signing. Welcome to the squad, Javier Pastore. Going to stall on Lewandowski. Laporte is someone I'm going to bring in. Go ahead and automatically... Okay, so we have two important signings. You're welcome. See, that kind of offsets some of the deals here. It's just a preseason tournament. Slow your roll. Okay, for right now, Costa, Terry. Gosh, I would hate to move him to the second team, but I'm going to move Cahill to the second team for now. I'm going to rotate that, so just be aware is all I've got to say about that. And Pastore, apparently at the very, very bottom. And Willian, you can come up to the substitutes, the bench here. Is Pastore left-footed? I think no. He can play left wing and right wing. That's interesting. I just want to know if Pastore would do better on the left and Fabregas. That's kind of how I envision it. I want it to be like this for some reason. I just picture that in my head as something that works, if that makes sense. Go ahead and save changes. Okay, what's next? What is going to happen here? Transfer offer for Diego Costa from Real Madrid. That's somewhat interesting. They're probably going to get rid of Benzema. I'm going to go 54.5. That might scare them off, but they are Real Madrid. Stoke, I'm going to go ahead and accept that offer from Stoke City, because that's a pretty decent offer for Pato. Hugo Malo, someone I want to get into the team. Immediately, I'm gonna look at redoing the numbers and stuff. And right there is Higuain. We don't have enough to accept him right now, but as soon as it goes through for Alexander Pato, we will. So we just have to wait on that, and then we can get Higuain in, and then it's kind of looking like a full squad. And we're going to go right ahead and send Miazga out on loan. I know right now he's technically the backup center back, but I do believe that's going to change. And we can live with and without it. There we go. Has been sold, and go right ahead and redo that. And we now have Higuain in the team. And that means we no longer need Lewandowski. So we've done some business. We have definitely done some business right there. The signings that I've made for the team: Laporte, Pastore, Higuain, and Mallow. Just a lot. Proud of it so far. I think that's going to do it for this episode, but next time we will play the Community Shield against Arsenal and really get down to business. We still have Costa, by the way, and I'm really eager to see how this team gets on and some more areas I can improve on in the future. So, hope you guys have enjoyed, and as always, have a nice day.